Watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Thank you for joining us again. It's Core Digest Extra. We're back here now, and this segment is what I call an extra part of the segment, Core Digest Extra. I have with me a gospel artist, and I'm sure you know him quite well, Israel ABIARA, a gospel Afro Juju, Afrobeat musician. Thank you for joining us on Core Digest.
Thank you, Frank.
And well, will I say, interestingly, today is Valentine's Day, and why are you not? Everybody's not just looking the Valentine.
Yeah, I guess it's
I don't know why.
I guess it's because our mind was focused on the election.
Okay.
Up to last Saturday.
Okay.
I was telling my wife that was asking me how about Valentine. I told her, I said, this Valentine is somehow because we spent all the money thinking that there was no Valentine's Day since there was election day.
So if the election I held today, I'm sure there wouldn't have been a...
Nobody would have thought about Valentine's Day. So everybody was more or less... Now I said, we spent all the money because we never knew Valentine's Day was going to come up. Okay, we're having something for the end of the day by God's grace.
But of course it could have been maybe a situation where we'll have some people taking Jonathan out and some people taking Buhari out, or maybe some people taking Shonaya out, talking about
politics. Politics. Like I said, a lot of campaign stuff around the different aspirant candidates.
Yeah,
a lot of slogans. I don't want to mention names now about this month and Valentine's Day and everything like that. So luckily I got a gift this morning because
interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I got a gift.
Is it from your wife or one of your fans?
My wife.
Oh, interesting.
My wife. Look. So before the end of the day, already I told her that I would spend the money because there was no election. So we arranged something by the end of the day.
Interesting. You do music, Afro music.
Yes, Afro music.
You know, what is the message of your music, really?
From the first day, I set out to send a good message out of the world. From the first day. So the gospel was a very good platform for me as well, because the gospel is always good. But then the good message expands beyond the scope of the gospel itself.
Okay.
So you understand what I'm saying? Because not everybody is a Christian. Not everybody, no matter how we preach, we hope everybody will be a Christian, but not everybody is going to be a Christian. So we preach the good message, both as gospel artists and whatever form we want to hear, just a good message.
What's a good message? In what context? What really is the content of that good message?
Okay, like in my newest album called Same Story, what I talked about in Same Story was basically what was going on in Nigeria now. That it's the same thing we had from the time we were in school. It's always the same master strike, always the same no electricity, it's the same. See, when I was growing up, they said that there's going to be a job for all by the year 2000. After year 2000, it's now 2020, 2020, now going 2050. So it's the same story that comes up every day. And the reason why it's like that is because up till now, the nation has not taken a strong stand against corruption. And I said in that album that the story remains the same in Nigeria because we've not fought corruption. If you can fight corruption and bring justice back, then we're going to have a better story in Nigeria. Until we do that, and it's a part of the gospel, because the Bible says righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to anybody. So it's just like that. So the gospel has everything in it, but at the same time we know that not everybody can identify with the Christian message as such, but at least you can identify with the good message. That's what we do.
Interesting. This is the first time, or will I say, I've rarely seen a gospel artist talking about preaching against corruption, talking about violence, talking about against all of these. Is it a kind of a different, will I say, journey for you, or you decide to take a different journey away from the normal gospel artist that we have?
You see, gospel preachers and gospel artists should never delve away from what is happening in the community. Because before we were Christians, before I became a Christian in Nigeria, there was no Nigeria. There was an Oyo state where I grew up. And so we cannot totally divulge ourselves from what is going on in our surroundings. John the Baptist told the politicians, said, you soldiers, this is what you need to do. you tax collector, this is what you need to do. So we cannot leave the gospel out of those people. We must tell the people, each and every one. When we come to church, you talk to children, you talk to adults, you talk to adolescents. So you must talk to government officials, you must talk to people working in the bank, talk to people working, talk to policemen. You must be able to have a message to everybody. But what we don't do is we don't condemn people. You tell them this is how it should be done. And I also discovered that people don't like, you tell them this is how you like things to be done. This is how things should be done properly. So you must say all that things. Part of the gospel, I would have said that probably people didn't look at it that way.
All
but
right.
I feel it's part of the gospel to tell people this is what you need to do. So when you come to church on a Sunday, the pastor must talk to the government, talk to the wives, talk to the husbands, talk to the journalists, talk to everybody.
Interesting, and that message is in this album.
Yeah, it's in this album. Same story. Yeah.
Same story.
Same story. It's not just about. It's not a critical album. What I'm trying to tell you, okay, this is what is happening in Nigeria now. It should not have been. But the reason why we go through all these things is because there is corruption in Nigeria, and so until we stand against corruption, and it's not just about the government again. Corruption is not about the government alone. People talk about it. Yes, of course, we have corruption in our government, in the government system. But at the same time, if you and I can stand against that corruption to an extent, we're going to reduce it. I'll give you an example. If I am a contractor and you are a government official and you want me to inflate, and I said I'm not going to inflate these contracts. One way or the other, I've passed the message across and I leave the place. And I give it to another person. But that's my own portion. But the same person that will collect contracts and inflate the figures will come out and say the government is corrupt. That's not what it means. It means we all must take we must stand boldly against corruption. That is what the message is all about. Bring justice back, fight corruption.
Israel ABIARA, very interesting, and I must say you're so passionate. What is your motivation really? Because as you speak, I see a young man who is passionate about it. What is your motivation really?
See, one of the things that I don't want to see in my life is I don't like to see people who cannot fulfill their potential. And I think for a nation to fulfill its potential, it must go to the root of the matter. You must fight corruption. I was listening to somebody this morning. He said that without character, you cannot get ahead in life. And that's, if you don't have character, in anything you do, you cannot go ahead in life. You know artists, you know musicians, you know sports people, you know entertainers who have seemingly lost it all because of character. You know politicians in the country who lost because of character. And so I think for us to be able to assert ourselves, for us to be able to maximize our potential, we must come strong in the character. And that's one of the things I do as a pastor as well. Because I look at people.
You're a pastor?
Yeah, I'm a pastor, yes.
Wow.
I'm a pastor.
A pastor and a gospel artist as well.
Yes.
Interesting.
And one of my messages I preached, and thank God I'm an evangelist as well. See, I don't want to go into all those ones. But when I'm an evangelist, you declare the good news. And what I'm saying about people is that people actually want to live, most people want to live good. But at the end of the day, they find that they cannot live good. And that's why Apostle Paul was saying that the things I want to do, I don't do them. The things I do not want, that's what he said, who will save me from this flesh? He now said, thanks be to Jesus Christ, who gave me the victory. Thanks to Jesus who gave me the victory. So we come to understand that in life itself, people want to do good, but they just don't find the willingness to do it in them. Or they find the willingness, but they don't have the power to do in them. So I tell them that the only solution where we can find ourselves doing good that we should be doing and rejecting evil is in Jesus Christ.
Interesting. Really, really enjoying my conversation with you. But I'm sure a lot of people are watching. Who is this young man? You told us you're married. Tell us a bit about your background.
Okay. My name is Israel ABIARA. I'm a twin. And my father is Prophet Dr. S.K. ABIARA, Christ Apostolic Church and Valentine. He's the General Evangelist Christ Apostolic Church worldwide. He's the one that started the churches called Valentine, CAC, but then he's the General Evangelist of Christ Apostolic Church worldwide. Now, my mother to Prophetess Christiana Aduke ABIARA. And yes, I'm a gospel artist. I'm a pastor as well. Presently, I'm the youth pastor at Christ Apostolic Church at Valentine, Agege, Lagos. That's the brief I can. If you want to say.
No. I'm just looking at the, how you're growing up. Who it's of course you mentioned your dad, your mom, and then, but why growing up? Have you ever thought of, doing music, pastoring at the same time, with also having a message to pass?
In my house, it's in my house more or less a rule that you must belong to a church group. And the choir is the first place you belong to. Then when I was growing up there at Ibadan, we had, in the church then, there was always these small drums. These small drums that they call, you know, these agbamole drums, the drum sets and keyboard. So from there,
let's quickly pick up this call,
Okay.
Israel. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Who's speaking and where are you calling from? You're calling from Duse.
I'm coming from Duse.
Okay, go ahead with your contribution. Of course, this segment is an up close with gospel artist Israel ABIARA. Yeah, could you speak up a little bit?
I was thinking we are talking about the political aspect of man.
Okay. 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 All right. Just listen. Just listen. You will get it. All right. Thank you. What he's saying is that he's thinking we're discussing political. Of course, he wants to know.
Okay.
Probably wants to know what's your view about politics and what is happening
in the country
right now. But just before we go into all of that, maybe you should quickly answer that question.
All right. Well, what is
though we have limited
what's
time.
happening in the country now?
Your view.
It's election time, and I'm not supposed to take sides. As I'm supposed to take sides, even if I have my own candidate, it's supposed to be passing out to me. So just go out and vote according to your conscience. That's all I have to say about what is going on in the country now.
Well, interesting. Just before we go, I guess our time is we're really winding up on this area. But just one more question for you. You know, you're married.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
With how many kids?
3 children.
But you look quite young and, you know.
Well, people say that it's the glory of God.
Now, how do you handle, you know, admirers within your female fans? You know, advances from female fans now. Let me put it that way.
Well, I'm just prepared for it. And I'm married, and marriage is commitment, is love, and I've made up my mind that even before I got married, I made, to the glory of God. See, one of the things I think what has helped me most is my closeness to God.
Well, have you ever been faced with such a temptation? You know, today is Valentine and a lot of people go out. We also see that people, this is today, they cheat more. People cheat more today than ever. It's a record that people want to cheat more today than ever.
Today is because, I think it's also because of the social media connection.
Okay.
It makes you available kind of to a lot of. I get emails, I get Facebook, I get all these things about all this. People call me, people send text to me and stuff like that. So I do it probably, the first thing I do when somebody is making advance at me is to tell my wife, this is what I'm experiencing. So from that point onward, we pray about it. And then, but default inside me, to the glory of God, sin has been destroyed in my body already. So Apostle Paul said, my old self has been crucified and my body of sin has been utterly destroyed. So after my wife, I don't see other women again. It's only my wife that I see. Every other woman looks like a man to me. So it doesn't really, I appreciate beauty, but it doesn't go beyond that sin.
There's a point you made, and I think very, very important, like confiding in yourself, this is what is happening.
Yes. Whenever somebody approaches me or somebody makes a pass at me or something like that, I just look at, I'm ready for it actually. But then what I also do is to tell my wife that's what is going on, and then I handle it, and that's the way it goes.
Interesting. But what is your view on Valentine's really? Is it biblical? Is it something that everybody, because a whole lot of people are subscribing to it, and it has been misunderstood over time, the misconception of the Valentine itself. What do you have to say about that?
Is there anything we don't misconstrue in this in this sense? Even Christmas, the person that gave us Christmas was never a violent person. Was a very gentle person. But people just go around do a lot of things. They should not drunk Christmas. You're going to do Christmas, and then you bring it together. Some people were drunk and they began to kill each other. I think it's not a bad idea that we've taken. Valentine originally is meant to show love to people. At least people, the person that started was a saint, I guess, and it was somebody who had helped a lot of people. But today we see it as an opportunity to celebrate love between husbands and wives. Well, it's okay, because I was looking at it yesterday and I said that if it all means we have to celebrate love between men and women, well, it's all right, because at least we do it, even without Valentine's Day, we do it every time. So if we set aside a day to do it, it's okay. We've met it like that. I don't think we are going to change it easily. So let's just
Okay.
flow.
Let's just do something for us now, just before we go now.
Okay, I'm doing something for you.
So what are you going to do for us? Singing? Is it preaching? Of what? These are the two things you do
I've preached already.
You preach already.
I've talked to you about my old self has been crucified. My body also has been totally destroyed.
Okay, let's do music now.
Okay. Should I sing from my new album or should I sing from...
Anyone you want to do it. The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Okay. Okay. Story, 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 story. Same story, old story, same old story, old story, same story, old story, old story. So that's the chorus of this title track, Same Story.
Interesting.
From the new album.
Well, it seems that you said
Afrobeat, yes.
Does it a kind of blending it with Fela kind of music?
It's originated from Fela and Nicola Bokuti, no doubt about that one. So it's more or less the Fela type of music, some form of feminist music as well and stuff like that. So you're going to find, if you love Fela, if you love Femi, you're going to find something in my music for you. And then you fuse with my own idea as well too. So you bring the three together, you get something very, very unique.
Well, interesting. Thank you very much, Israel ABIARA, for being part of the show today. Today is Valentine. Same old story. I'm sure I'm going to get my own, my own copy as well. I'm going to go out there and get my own copy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being part of it. We'll take a break on Core Digest Extra. When we come back, the show continues. Stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
I see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.